So at age 21, I've made over $3 million running faceless YouTube channels that are backed by AI. And what you'll be seeing in this specific video is going to be very hard for you to find elsewhere on YouTube, since I'll be showing you the exact steps that you need to follow in order to find your first profitable niche and actually get started with YouTube automation. Now, I hate this cheesy intro, so let's just get into it. What you can see here is that I've opened up a fresh new tab of YouTube in my browser. This is a channel that I have not posted a single video on. So it is just like any other channel you would have, for example, on your own browser with, your personal content, the stuff that you watch on a daily basis. And in order to find a very profitable niche on YouTube that can make you, 10, 20 grand per month, you need to progress through two different stages. The first one being obviously finding the different niches. I'll get into the second part, which is competitor research, later on in the video. But if you do not complete this first step properly, then it doesn't really matter what you do in the second part. And if you do want to speedrun this, you can download the Next Level extension. Actually, I have a promo code for it. I'll put it on the screen. It's How to AI with a 2, the number after it. It's not mandatory, so I'm not saying that you have to go and get it. It will just save you a bunch of time. You'll see as I go through the video. But what you need to do here is just, first of all, scroll down to the bottom. You'll see that new videos will load in. This is quite important. And eventually, when you scroll down far enough, you will reach a point where YouTube doesn't recommend you any more videos. It simply comes to a halt. You can't continue scrolling. And that is when you'll utilize the Next Level extension, or you can just manually go through all of the videos. And boom, as you can see here, it has now come to a halt. So at this stage, I will be using the Next Level extension. You can just go through all of this manually, but since we have a bunch of videos, it's going to take you longer time. But you basically just follow the exact same steps as I would do it, but you do it manually. So you press here on the filters tab. What you can do here is that you can actually filter all of the results after whatever requirements that you do have. And what we are on the lookout for is channels that are fitting in these few criteria. So the first criteria is that it should preferably have, let's say, below 100k subs. It should be a fairly small channel. If you, for example, would find a niche like, or find a channel like Kaizenat, who has 7.3 million subscribers, that wouldn't be of any benefit to you, since they have such big production teams and they have such big processes that you wouldn't be able to emulate and compete with. So we want to find a small channel, preferably with below 100k subscribers, as that tells us that it was a new channel that is recently started. Hence, it is something that we can compete with. The second criteria and the most important thing that we are looking for are consistent videos that are going viral. So even if we find a channel with 100k subscribers, if they don't have any viral videos, then it's no good use to us, right? We want to find a small channel that is going viral and getting hundreds of thousands of views, or at least averaging, 50k views, something like that, because that tells us that the niche has a lot of demand, but there are not many channels actually supplying this demand to it. Since bigger channels obviously get prioritized in the algorithm, but if you then find a small channel still going viral, it means that there's a gap. And whenever we find a gap like this on YouTube, that means money. Now, the third criteria would be if the channel is monetized. Of course, it should be a channel that is monetized and part of the YouTube Partner Program. You can use the Next Level extension or even free vidIQ extension to check this as well. But you wouldn't want to get into a niche where the competitors are demonetized, since that means that you can't earn money in the niche. The fourth and last criteria, just to keep it simple, is that the channel should be recreatable. You cannot, for example, go out there as a beginner with a limited budget and emulate a channel that has the most high quality 3D animations. It would cost you thousands of dollars per video to create, and that simply isn't feasible for someone with a budget of like $50 to $100 per video. But now that we have this criteria in mind, let's actually filter this for subscribers versus view count. So what this will do is basically compare the amount of views that they're getting on the video to the amount of subscribers that the channel has. So we will get channels that have a very low subscriber count but are getting crazy amounts of views. For example here, 68k subscribers but 20 million views 7 months ago. That is completely insane. They made a lot of money with this video, but it's still quite, I can see that this niche is also slightly too complicated. It's a kind of 3D niche, and we want to find something that is more of the standard cash cow, stock footage, AI images, voiceover, that kind of stuff just put together. So let's continue scrolling here until we find something interesting. You do not want to care about these personal brands or stuff like that. It is not relevant to you. You want to find something that looks like this. It kind of feels like a faceless channel. that is what we are going to be looking for. So let's see here. You know, this could be an interesting find, but I can see here right now that this is a channel that is very similar to my old channel, How to AI. It's like an AI avatar channel with kind of hectic editing. It's going to be quite expensive for you as a beginner, so we'll just skip that one for now. This is something that looks like a very generic faceless channel. It could be something good, but they only have 508 views 8 days ago and 29 subscribers. It is definitely something that we do not want to risk our money on. Now this here might be something interesting. So you can see 146,000 views 3 months ago, but they only got 8,900 subscribers. So let's just pull up this channel in a separate tab. So here they are, they're kind of averaging, you know, 3,000, 4,000 views per video. Not getting the best amount of views. You know, it's not that bad since they're making very long content. So the RPM, meaning how much money they earn per 1,000 views, is quite high. That way it's not that bad since the videos are probably made with AI. It's going to be very cost effective. They're still going to, you know, go break even or make a profit. But this is not a good sign that we are looking for. Maybe here they got one video with 98,000 views. That's cool. But they're averaging quite a low amount of views. Definitely something to keep in mind, but we're looking for something that just is, you know, perfect. Something that matches all of our criteria. So let's keep on watching here. 30k subscribers. It's a personal brand. We don't want that. Money Stick, 1.5k subscribers 7 days ago. You know, it's kind of in the YouTube growth niche. I wouldn't recommend you guys to get into that if you're a beginner. I've been into it myself. Kind of a headache, so we'll move on. This one here could definitely be interesting. 15 hours ago, but they've got over 100,000 views with only 28,000 subscribers. So let's take a look at this channel. Hopefully it is something crazy. And you can see that there's a bunch of space content on YouTube right now. It is simply because you can make super long videos. Yes, people are very interested in them. And you can see that this channel is going absolutely nuts. Like, this is what you want to find. 100k views, 100k views, 100k views, 100k views. They're averaging over 100,000 views with every single video. It all looks like just stock footage from online. Let's take a look at the analytics here and see how much they are actually earning. So let's see here. It's going to take a while for the channel revenue to load. And also, when you do use this Chrome extension, the numbers that you see here might not be 100% accurate. If a channel is posting very long videos, then the RPM might not always be calculated correctly. So if you see a result like 3k from a channel that is posting 2-hour long videos but averaging 10k views per video, then I can guarantee that they are earning more money than 3k, simply because the tool isn't programmed to perfection. It is very good, and you can see here 13.2k in the last 28 days. I would argue for that these guys are earning even more money than that, without doubt. These guys are earning definitely over 30k per month, because if we just zoom in on the video length here, they're making 4-hour long videos, 3-hour long videos that are getting these amounts of views. So these guys are absolutely printing. This could even be beyond 30k, like 40k. So this is a perfect find, and that would mean that the first stage is initially done. Now, when you are doing this yourself, I would actually prepare a sheet like this. You can see the different, actually let me just make this larger. You can see the different headings here: channel name, channel link, subs, average views, if they're active or not, and if the niche is recreatable, yes or no. So you would obviously fill this out with more than just one channel, because finding one channel like this won't take you that far. You preferably want to find like 10 niches that you then can compare to each other before you make your informed choice of which niche to pursue. So I would simply go ahead and take the link of this channel here, add it to the channel link. I would also take the average views that they're getting. Let's say they're getting like 100k views. Add that here, 100k views, average views. The subs is at, how many subs are they at? 30k subs. If they're active, yes, they're active. And is it recreatable? Definitely yes, it is recreatable. So you guys might not have seen this type of content before, but I can guarantee you, let's actually take a look.
An object streaming 150 kilograms of gas per second with 0 recoil. Like watching a cat.
Yeah, you can see it's just basically stock footage. These guys haven't been to space themselves and filmed this. So they're just filling out the video with stock footage for 1.5 hours. Then they have an AI voiceover, and then they have an AI script. So all of this is just made with AI. That is why they can make such long content without breaking the bank. I've made countless tutorials on how to create this stuff on the channel. You can definitely watch that after you watched this video. Don't leave now, you're gonna ruin my retention. But yeah, watch those if you want to find out how they're doing it. You can also see the view products. They seem to be affiliating products through the channel. Some kind of not arguing mug. This is the YouTube affiliate program. Like, this probably doesn't bring the best results, but why not? So yeah, this is a very simple channel. That is why I wrote it as recreatable in the sheet here. But this means that we can move on to the second step, which is competitor analysis. So obviously, you can't just start throwing your money at this niche without getting all of the information about it. You would want to see if there are competitors, meaning other similar channels getting good results. If there are competitors that are completely dead and getting no results, all of this will help you understand and get the bigger picture if the niche is actually worth the time. So there are two ways to do this. Either you can use the Next Level Chrome extension, press on the similar channels tab, press on in-depth search, and it will create a kind of list of similar channels that you can look through. You can see here Late Science Podcast, Cosmic Mysteries for Sleep, Sleep Explorer. So this is how you would use the extension to find competitors. There is of course a free way to do this, which I'll show you guys right now. But you would basically just take all of these channels, prepare a competitor analysis sheet like this one that is quite similar actually to the niche one, except that you only have the channel link, you have the subs here, average views, highest views is also quite important, and if they're active now, yes or no. So you would just take all of these channels, put them in the competitor analysis sheet, look into them yourself and see if they are getting high average views. Are they going viral consistently? Is the channel dead now recently? Like, are their most recent uploads performing? All that kind of stuff. When was it started? How big is the channel? You want to note all of that down and take that into account when you do decide if the niche is saturated or not. But the free way, instead of just using the Chrome extension, you would head over to the videos tab, press on the most popular videos, and here you will just kind of copy the title. So you might need to press on it. Just copy the title right here and place that into the search bar like this. Press on search and you will most likely get recommended a bunch of competitors that are trying to get into the same niche and compete with them. So you can see here, these are all channel videos from the same channel that we just watched, so they're not relevant. But scrolling down here, let's see what we get. Late Science Documentary, that is literally the channel that was recommended by the Chrome extension. Let's take a look. And you can even see here, like, listen.
Dark gulf between the stars. It comes without...
They're using the exact same voice, everything. They're getting not really good views. It's kind of ass, to be honest. So this one would be a kind of warning sign that they've been posting for 1 month, but they're still not breaking 1,000 views on average. Maybe they are, but very close to not breaking 1,000 views. But you would still write this down on the competitor analysis sheet, since this is very important data. 700 subscribers, average views was 100 or 1,000, sorry. Highest views, that's quite important. 20k views 1 day ago, so they're kind of popping off right now. 1 day ago with 20k views, that is a very good sign. They're active, yes, since they posted a video 1 day ago. Simply go back. Let's see here what more videos that we can find. The Sleepy Explorer, 60k views 5 days ago. Definitely interesting competitor here. We can see here 18,000 subscribers. Let's go over to the videos. And they're making the exact same kind of content as our reference channel. Also getting good views, not gonna lie. They're averaging like 30k views, let's say 50k views actually. And now that we look into it. So this is a very relevant example of a competitor. This is probably the best competitor that we will find with the most similar content. So definitely add that to our competitor analysis sheet. Simply look at the subscribers, which is 18k. Average views was 50k. Highest views, let's take a look real quick what they're at. 280,000 views, that is a lot of money. And they are definitely active. So this is how you do the competitor research. You should fill in at least 10 competitors for every single niche that you are considering. That will give you a very good and big picture if the niche has potential for new channels and new people to get into it, or if it's already overcrowded with people. So when you do all of this competitor research, you'll also notice from putting the reps in and actually doing it, if there are a bunch of channels that are started recently, but all of them are stuck at like 100 views per video, or like 50 views per video, 200 views per video, that would mean that there are a lot of people trying to get into the niche, but no one is actually succeeding, making your chances of success in the niche very low. So it's a big red flag. But without making this video too long, that is what you would want to do. If you guys want a video on the next steps after this is obviously the first step in your YouTube automation journey. But the next step would be to find out how to create the content in a niche, how to build your team, all of that kind of stuff. If you do want to see that, leave a comment of what specifically you want to see, first of all, but also that I should continue this series of potentially even starting a channel like this. For those of you actually interested in starting a channel like this and getting all of the tools, workflows, strategy, everything just given to you, we're actually giving people niches and having done for you niche selection in the program that I run, Faceless Launchpad, which means that me and my coaching team, who are already making hundreds of thousands of dollars with YouTube automation, we will do all of this research for you, the niche research. We will do all of the competitor analysis as well. And we will hand you a niche based on the requirements that you have. Basically, if you're interested in this type of content, we will tailor the niche to that. If you're interested in another type of content, we will take that into account as well. But we will give you a niche that is proven and that is very likely to be successful. And that is how you build channels like this, like Don Big Don here. And as you can see, he posted this 2 days ago, but he's already got a channel to over $8,000 per month in results. First month of monetization here, over $3,000 made. And this person actually got monetized in just 2 weeks. So people are getting some crazy results. And as you can see, the results just kind of go on and go on. So this program is not for everyone, of course. It comes at a significant investment. And that is simply because I don't want to work with people that are not serious about making YouTube kind of their new side hustle or even their main income, bringing in over $10,000 per month. There is no interest for me in working with people that will not put in their 100% effort, since the channel will fail. And my only interest is getting you guys results, because that helps me. So if you're interested, submit an application below. If the application looks good, we'll book you in for a free strategy call with either me or one of my team members. And we'll evaluate if this opportunity is something for you based on your life, what kind of budget you have, all that kind of stuff. Basically, no pressure. We will just give you the guidance that you might need. So yeah, I don't like sitting here flaunting my program openly, but I think everyone should have an equal opportunity to know that it actually exists, because it is helping people get crazy results and break out of the kind of rat race. And yeah, if you're curious to learn more, I'll put an interview with one of our students here called Reed, who actually made 30K within his first 90 days of launching a channel with us. He was starting YouTube channels before joining us, but all of them failed, averaging about 100 views per video. He was making all of these mistakes with the niche, creating content, the team, all that kind of stuff. We helped him. He got some very good results. You can learn more about it here. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.